Alright, welcome to the second day of Chapter 5. We're going to do 5.3, multi-step inequalities. Again, we're going to have the same goal. We want to get x by itself, and then we want to graph the solution set. We always get an infinite amount of solutions with an inequality. Okay, let's get right to it. What I'm just going to do, I'm just going to do the numbers on the left side, 1, 3, and 5. Then you're going to finish up and do 2, 4, and 6. The only problems that I don't have on here that we are going to do in class tomorrow are problems where you have variables on both sides, so I'll probably give that to you guys as a warm-up. Alright, number 1, I'm going to work just with the left side, and these are like terms right here. You can also see how I drew the line right down the middle to separate the left from the right side, so make sure we stay neat, we stay organized. Okay, working with that left side, if you have this, negative x minus 9x, this gives us negative 10x. So it's greater than negative 10. Now at this point, what should stand out is that there is a negative in front of that 10. You're multiplying the x by a negative, so we're going to have to switch to inequality symbol because we're going to divide both sides by negative 10. That cancels, so I'm going to put x. We're going to switch to inequality symbol from greater than to less than. I divide this by negative 10. Negative 10 divided by negative 10 is 1. So this is our solution. Remember, it's not just x equals 1. Make sure you put x is less than 1. Alright, so let's put 1, 2, 3. You see my patterns here. I always go 2 to the right, 2 to the left, 0, negative 1. Okay, it's not underlined, so it's an open circle. And then since it's less than 1, I shade everything to the left. All these numbers are less than 1. Okay, alright, for number 3, we see we have parentheses. So we're going to have to get rid of those parentheses. We're going to have to distribute. There's no number with this negative, so remember this is assumed to be negative 1. So let's distribute that negative 1. Okay, negative 1 times x is negative x. And then negative 1 times a negative 4, forget you're multiplying two negatives, so that becomes plus 4. And then it's less than negative 12. Then this is just like the ones on the last video. Two more steps. Subtract the 4 from both sides. Now don't forget there's a negative in front of the x because that's going to leave us with one more step. Okay, negative 12 minus 4 is negative 16. Okay, and again I have a negative in front of the x, so that's multiplying the x, so we're going to have to switch to inequality symbol. Now since it's negative x, it's like saying negative 1x. So we're going to divide both sides by negative 1. That cancels out. I'm going to put x. I have to switch the inequality symbol to greater than. Don't forget to do that. Divide the right side by negative 1, and we get 16. So we have x is greater than 16, and let's graph it. Okay, and again, you don't have to go from 0 to 16. You can see how I always put this number right in the middle. Alright, so it goes 16, 17, 18. To the right, we go 15 and 14. Okay, again, it's not underlined, so it's an open circle. 16 is not part of the answer. And the arrow is pointing this way to the right, so I shade to the right because it's greater than. Okay, let's do the last one. Let's do number 5. Again, number 5, what stands out are the parentheses. So I'm going to distribute the 4. Let's put a line straight down the middle. This is going to take us a little bit more work. Okay, so I distribute 4 times 8 is 32. Then 4 times negative 2x is negative 8x. And then I bring this negative 2x down, so it's negative 2x is less than or equal to 32. Okay, again, I'm just working with the left side because that's where the x's are. And then I can combine the like terms. Don't forget the negative in front of the x's. Negative 8x minus 2x, that's going to give me negative 10x. Right, this is what that gives me. And then I bring down the 32. So the left side's 32 minus 10x is less than or equal to 32. Okay, I just have 2 more steps. Again, I'm just working with the left side. Since this is a positive 32, I'm going to subtract 32. Don't think you have to add because of this negative, because the 32 here is positive. So that cancels. I subtract 32 here. This also cancels. Now, if the right side cancels, then it equals 0. So it's less than or equal to. So negative 10x is less than or equal to 0. If I divide both sides by negative 10, well, 0 divided by anything gives me 0. But don't forget to switch to inequality symbol because I'm dividing by a negative on both sides. So it's going to be x changes to greater than or equal to, and as I said, 0 divided by negative 10 is 0. Whoops. So this is our solution. This will be easy to graph. Origin, or 0, is right in the middle. So let's go 0, 1, 2. Let's go put some negatives. Okay, it's the inequality symbol is underlined, so it's a closed circle, and it's read as x is greater than or equal to 0, so I shade to the right. Alright, so just like the last video, do the other problems that I didn't do. Again, your whole goal is to isolate the variable, make sure to graph the solution set, and also don't forget to reverse the inequality symbol when you multiply or divide both sides by a negative. So do that. 2, 4, and 6 on your own. We'll go over them tomorrow in class.